Book and Wax friends. I'm Amber. If you're new, welcome back. If you're returning, I'm so glad to have you here with me. Today's video is a book video, and I'm so excited to share things with you. I appreciate all of you guys watching, and please leave comments for me. I enjoy interacting with you guys, even if it's just an emoji, just to let me know that you watched. I appreciate all of that, and I just like interacting with you guys, those that are book lovers as well. So today's video, let's get to it, is a library haul. It is my monthly library haul. I don't know if I did last month. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I might have. I know I ended up skipping 1 month, so it might have been June's, or maybe it was May's. I don't know. It was recently. Anyway, I do have a haul this month, and I'm here to share it with you. So these are all books. Well, most of them are like summary feeling books. So let's get to it. The first one you guys are going to be surprised about if you've been here for a minute, because I don't normally read sci-fi, but this book is on my 25 books I want to read in 2026. So my annual TBR. I did want to read a couple sci-fi books, and I did already read Project Hail Mary, which was on my list. The other one that was on my list is All Systems Red by Martha Wells. So this is book 1 in the Murder Bot series, which is now a actual TV series, I guess, on Apple TV. So I've heard really good things about this series, and look, it is short. It's barely, who knows how many pages this is. It's not very many, that's all I know. 149 pages, so I can read this one pretty quickly. So let's read the synopsis and see exactly what it's about. Except part of the synopsis is, okay. I know this is about a robot. In a corporate-dominated universe, I guess, missions must be approved and supplied by the company. Exploratory teams are accompanied by company-supplied security droids for their own safety. But in a society where contracts are awarded to the lowest bidder, safety isn't a primary concern. On a distant planet, a team of scientists are conducting surface tests shadowed by their company-supplied droid, a self-aware sec unit that has hacked its own governor module and refers to itself, though never out loud, as Murderbot. Scornful of humans, all it really wants is to be left alone long enough to figure out who it is. But when a neighboring mission goes dark, it's up to the scientists and their Murderbot to get to the truth. So it is a sci-fi mystery of sorts, it seems. I've heard that Murderbot is a very, kind of cantankerous, as it said, wants to be left alone type of character, but lovable at the same time is what I've heard. So I'm excited to get to this. Let me know if you've read this, or even seen the TV series and what you've thought of it. So that is All Systems Red. The next book I have is a women's lit book, and it came out, I know it's an older book, in the 50s, I think. It came out, even earlier than that. It was first published in 1936, and that is Miss Bunkle's book by D.E. Stevenson. I've heard so many good things about multiple booktubers that I watch, including Jen from Jen's Reading Life, about the series, and Chantal from Chantal Reads. They both have mentioned just how fun this series is. And so I definitely want to give it a try. So let's read the synopsis together. And I really love, let's see how cute those covers are. They are really cute. Okay, so this is Barbara Bunkle is in a bind. Times are harsh, and Barbara's bank account has seen better days. Maybe she should sell a novel. If she knew any stories, Stumped for ideas, Barbara draws inspiration from her fellow residents of Silver Stream, the little English village she knows inside and out. To her surprise, the novel is a smash. It's a good thing she wrote under a pseudonym, because the folks of Silver Stream are in an uproar. But what really turns Miss Bunkle's world around is this. What happens to the characters in her book starts happening to their real life counterparts. Does life really imitate art? That sounds so fun. So definitely sounds like there'll be a little bit of magical realism in it, which sounds like a blast for sure. You know me, I love all the whimsy and the magic fantasy stuff in my book. So I'm looking forward to that. So that is Miss Bunkle's book. The next one I have is one I tried to read. Did I even get to it? I don't even think I got to it, but I checked it out last summer because I did want to read it, never got to it. And so I was like, I'm going to try this summer to read it because I have heard such good things about it. And that is A Letter to the Luminous Deep by Sylvie Cathrall. And I know this is an epistolary type novel. Let's see the synopsis. Okay, here it is. E is content with a solitary life in her extraordinary underwater home until the discovery of a strange, beautiful creature outside her window prompts her to begin a correspondence with a renowned scholar, Henry Clell. The letters they share are filled with passion, at first for their mutual interests, and then inevitably for each other. But when a mysterious sea quake destroys E's home, she and Henry vanish. A year later, E's sister Sophie and Henry's brother Viren must piece together the letters, sketches, and field notes left behind and learn what their siblings' disappearances might mean for life as they know it. So it says, A Letter to the Luminous Deep is one of the most charming and original debut novels you'll read this year. So doesn't that sound so good? And yeah, it is all like epistolary. So I think that'll be fun for sure. Yeah, so that one. Okay, the next one is a clean fiction, a clean romance, and it is An Overdue Match. This is by Sarah Monson, and it's part of the Checking Out Love series. But look how cute. The second book is the one that where I was like, I need to read this series because I loved the cover on the second book. It's a fall related one. Hearts in Circulation, I think that one's called. If I remember, I'll put a picture so you can see it. But I want to read the first book first, even though I know they're like interconnected. So I don't think I'd be confused, but I want to read. I'm a person that likes to go in order as far as series goes, even if they're just interconnected. Okay, let's read the synopsis. Can a librarian's matchmaking mischief lead to a love that rewrites their stories? If the covers of every romance book ever published didn't convince librarian Evangeline, oh, I love that name. If you know, you know. Evangeline Kelly, that she isn't heroine material, her fiance called off their wedding when she lost her hair to alopecia did. Oh, that's sad. That's terrible. Don't want to be with someone like that anyway. But what's a girl head over heels for love to do when her feelings are unrequited? Matchmake. That's what. Armed with library patrons' check out histories, she's determined to make at least one love connection, even if it's not her own. Tattoo artist Ty Davis is used to people judging him with a single glance, so it doesn't surprise him when the town's quirky new librarian believes his bad boy reputation without giving him a chance. He can't help being intrigued by her, though. So when he discovers Evangeline's secret matchmaking scheme, he's not above striking a bargain with her. She just has to agree to one date with him for every time she uses his hometown knowledge to set up library patrons on a romantic rendezvous. The deal is made, but in the process, they both might learn you can't judge a book or each other by the cover. That sounds so cute. So I'm excited for that one. An overdue match. Okay, this next one I don't know if I'm gonna read it, but I checked it out because it came in finally. I had it on hold for quite a while, since the spring, but it feels like a spring book to me, and that is The Thorn Queen by Sasha Payton Smith. This is the second book. What was the first one called? Of course, I'm not gonna remember the name now. I can't remember. It'll probably say, I'm sure it'll say in this. The Rose Bargain. There we go. The Rose Bargain was the first book. This is the second book. It is only a duology, as far as I know. And so I know it'll wrap up with this one. But the first book was kind of like a historical fantasy romance. So it was like the selection, but set in a fantasy world. But actually not a fantasy world. So it's set in like Victorian England times, where, well, everyone can make a bargain. So Queen Victoria isn't in existence. Instead, it's this Fey queen who has been ruling England since the War of the Roses time. So she kind of changed history during that time and started ruling England. Now people can make bargains with her to where if they give up something, they get something in return that they've been wanting. And so at the beginning of the book, the queen decides to put on this competition for her son to choose a bride. And these girls, during their season that want to compete for his hand, make a bargain with the queen. And then there's this selection type competition, but not as it seems. And so it goes from there. And the way that one ended, I was like, I do want to pick up the second one. I didn't love it as much as I had hoped that I would, but I do want to read the second book. Plus, I did purchase the Fairy Loot special edition to go with my Fairy Loot edition of the Rose Bargain, but that hasn't come in yet because it takes a minute. It takes a minute for pre-orders. So now that this has come in, I don't know if I'm going to get to it. As I said, all that to say, I don't know if I'm going to get to it because it feels spring rather than summer to me. But it came in, so I wanted to check it out. We'll see. It might work for one of my prompts for my TBR jar, so I might end up still reading it. Who knows? Okay, then moving on. The next one I have is A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. She is the author of the Divine Rivals duology, along with the prequel, or set in the same world anyway, Wild Reverence, which I had started reading. I did not get all the way through, and so I'm saving it now for next spring to pick it up again. Again, it felt spring to me. So, but this is one she wrote. This is a duology she wrote prior to Divine Rivals. And this is another one I picked up last year. Never really got to it. I think I read a couple chapters and then I never finished it. So I wanted to read it because I did enjoy her other duology. So this is, let's see what it's about. It starts with a letter and an ominous journey across dark waters. 10 years after being sent away to the mainland to become a bard, Jack Tamerlane is summoned home to Cadence, but his return is not a joyous one. Girls are going missing from the island, and Adara, future leader of the clan, believes Jack is the only one who can find them. Enchantments run deep on Cadence. A gossip is carried by the wind. Plaid shawls can be as strong as armor, and the smallest cut of a knife can instill fathomless fear. The elemental spirits that dwell in every breath of air, splash of water, blade of grass, and flicker of fire find mirth in the lives of the humans. Kidnapping the Tamerlane girls is a step too far, though, and it is only through a bard's music that the intangible spirits can be summoned to explain where the girls are. So I am looking forward to this one. Like I said, I enjoyed the first couple or pages or so that I read last year. So hopefully this summer I'll get to it and finish it. Okay, last one is Isabel Ibanez's newest book, and that is Graceless Heart. And this is a historical fantasy. So she is the author of the duology. Of course, when you read so many books, it's hard to remember the names of them all. What the River Knows is the first book. Yeah, so that duology, she's the author of that one. And I did enjoy it, especially the first book. So this is a standalone, though, a standalone historic fantasy. It says, love is the most dangerous magic. As a sculptress, Ravenna Maffei has always shaped beauty from stone, but she has a terrible secret. Desperate to save her brother, she enters a competition hosted by Florence's most feared immortal family, revealing a dark power in a city where magic is forbidden. Now a captive in the cutthroat city, Ravenna is forced into a dangerous task where failure means certain death at the hands of Saturnino de Luni. I don't speak Italian, I'm sorry guys. The immortal family's mesmerizing but merciless heir. But as he draws her closer, Ravenna realizes the true threat lies beyond Florence's walls. So, sounds good. Sounds summery. That's why I was like, I'm glad this came in for me during the summer, because it does sound more like a summary type of book to me. So that's, you guys, that is all the library books that I now get to add to my TBR cart to hopefully get to. Obviously, it's already full, so we'll see. We'll see what gets chosen. Stay tuned for my TBR jar picks for my official TBR for the month of July. But as always, I'm a mood reader, so I do mood read too. So we'll see what happens. But I'm excited to add these to my shelf. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I am so grateful for all of you guys. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And until next time, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.